was a very difficult thing for me to let go. Not everybody needs to shave their head, but I certainly did. I will take my wig off so that you can see the shaved head. This is about after, if you're listening to this on Apple, this is on YouTube. This is about after a week of shaving a number 1 guard all over my scalp. So this is about a week of growth, and life just got more complicated also in other ways after I shaved, in ways I could not imagine. But by shaving it, it does allow it to look more even though it's very white, because that's pure scalp all through there. This is still better than what I had going on before. Despite this being something that was so difficult and so devastating for me, people have told me many dismissive comments on Instagram saying, oh, it looks like you would have enough hair to grow out to a short haircut, as though if that was actually reality, I wouldn't have chosen that as an option, or that I have more hair than somebody else, which of course I'm sure I do. There are still follicles on my head, but they're not usable. You know, a lot of people like to judge people based on whatever they're seeing, but nobody knows your story. Nobody knows my hair loss history, my hair, I should say. Nobody knows my hair the way that I know my hair. Nobody knows your hair or hair loss the way that you know your hair or hair loss. It's important to really be respectful of what people are dealing with in their own lives. So I don't love this. I want to say that for starters. I don't love having a shaved head, but I don't regret ever doing this. I don't regret shaving my head May 7th. By the way, I had made multiple failed attempts at trying to shave my head myself. I wasn't able to do it. I was just left in tears. It's like almost some self-protective mechanism that your body doesn't want to like take that part off. For me, it was. This is like trying to let go in this way is in a way that I can't even describe, because it's not the same if you're shaving your head because this is something you want to do in your life and you know your hair is coming back. This is shaving my head, knowing why I have to shave my head, knowing the loss that's occurring, knowing that there's no end in sight presently with where this can go, and trying to accept this new look, which I don't love. Is it better than what I had before? 10,000%. I can look at myself like this. I could not look at myself in the mirror before at all with the hair loss the way it was when there was length on the strand. But that doesn't mean I love this. It is jarring to see yourself with a shaved head. It is jarring to have a balding shave. This is not a G.I. Jane, V for Vendetta, thick, all dark around your scalp shave. This is a balding shave. And it is, even if there was more color, it's still not what I would want for myself. I would want my hair. If that was a choice, of course I would want my hair. Who wouldn't want their hair? But that was no longer a choice. And the minute that, by the way, I didn't do it. I went to my wig stylist house. I actually had gone there to see a wig, but also brought my shaver with me, thinking that if I felt the moment was right, I could ask her to shave my head. And we discussed it. And when I asked her, I was like, do you think that this is the right thing? She was like, 10,000%, you need this. That's after she already verified that it was something that I wanted to do for myself. And I was sure, but she was very honest. She's known me for a long time, Sophie, and could see how this was really killing me, really taking the life out of me. The minute I shaved it, which was hard to see I didn't cry during this process, but seeing yourself with no hair, even if you have thinning hair, still hair on your head, was shocking. But at the same time, it was very freeing for me to have just done it. Like it was done. That point was done. I knew it needed to be done, and it was done. And I felt myself come back to me. Not in all ways that I would like, right? I would love to just have my 23-year-old female pattern baldness self of January, 2022. That would be lovely. Don't have that, but I can live with. I can work with it. I can learn to adapt to it. And I am learning to adapt to it. It's not like I just shaved my head and everything was just, rainbows and, it's all perfect. This is an adjustment. What is going on is an adjustment. The reality that my hair is still falling out tremendously is an adjustment. Knowing that I can't grow my hair back probably for a very long time to even try, I can tell the level of loss when I'm looking at it, that I know that I can't do that is an adjustment. Letting go of that part of yourself is an adjustment. And when I shaved my head, I have very sensitive skin, so I got folliculitis. So on top of needing to shave my head, now I had folliculitis, which is pimples all over your scalp, the follicle getting inflamed. So there were just redness and pimples all over my head. And to have this be beneficial, I need to keep it at a number 1 guard, which is like 1/8 of an inch. The last time actually I use a half guard. Now that I think about it, I use a half guard, which is a 1/16 of an inch. But otherwise, the minute there's length on the strand, it starts to look again the way I can see the loss pattern, and I start to feel less comfortable with myself. So I need to keep it short. But I have folliculitis. So now I'm irritating it by re-irritating it by reshaving, but I need to do it in order for this to work. So this is just a mind fuck of astronomical proportions here. I ended up having to get treatment for this, which I have now, and it's doing pretty good, but this is after 3 weeks of 200 milligrams of doxycycline, clindamycin twice a day, and also using T-Cell shampoo and 10% benzoyl peroxide once a day, and Head and Shoulders. And I swear I've never done this much topically to my scalp to even treat my hair loss. And this is just to get rid of the pimples so that I can shave my head, because I have to do this to live with hair loss. This is what I had to do in order to continue to live my life, and buy more lace front wigs because I don't have a hairline to blend my closed front wigs. And that's not my comfort level. I prefer closed front wigs. You're using your hairline. You don't feel the lace. I feel like when you blend in your hairline with a wig, that's the most natural way to do it. That's the way I've done it for 11 years. I don't have that option. I have to change. I'm forced to change. I have no other alternative but to change. Because if I don't change, then I am doomed to live a very depressed, paralyzed, anxiety-ridden, fearful existence. And I don't want to live that way. So this situation isn't perfect, but the alternative is actually much worse. Not everybody understands what I have been through. Not everybody understands what this took for me, what this took from me and gave to me, I should say. It took a lot from me too. It gave me a lot, but it took a lot to do this. And like anybody else, I want to be understood, but I feel like I've always been very misunderstood in my hair loss, in my journey, in many different ways from the beginning of it. So I don't feel like this is that much different in the regard that many people still don't get me. But, I wanted to share one, that we have to make the decisions that we need to make, that the choices that aren't choices. That's what I call it. This wasn't a choice. Shaving my head is not a choice. It's a choice in the regard that I did it. I said, I'm going to shave my head, and it's a choice. But it wasn't a choice. It was survival. It was survival, not a choice. It's like the choice of the non-choice. We get those in our life. We have the choices that are not choices. Wearing wigs. Is that my preference? No. I would prefer to have my hair back, but that's not on the table. So then I make the choice of the non-choice. Okay, I'll wear wigs. I will shave my head. These are things that I would have rather not have done, but by doing them, they allow me to live my life. And that's what it takes in living with hair loss. The willingness to accept, the willingness to adapt, the willingness to do the things that maybe we don't want to do, but need to do for ourselves to move forward, whatever that looks like in your life. And I think that looks like different things for different people. I don't think everybody needs to wear a wig. Most certainly not everybody needs to shave their head. If you choose to treat your hair loss, that's up to you. I treated my hair loss for many years. I only stopped the PRP in January because after 3 attempts at this against the second hair loss, it did nothing. I may go back to it though. That's another story though. It's a longer segment for that, discussing why I would go back to that. But it's okay to treat your hair loss. It's okay to wear wigs. It's okay to shave your head. And along the way of doing everything and doing all of this, you have to realize that the people in your life or the people online, they may not understand. They may not get it. They may not get you. And you have to make peace with that. As much as I really would love to be understood, I have to make peace with the fact that many people have not understood me over the years. Many people won't get me in my life online. That's just how it is. But that doesn't change what I need to do for myself. That doesn't change that this is still the right decision. So I will leave it here and to say to everybody, make the decisions that you need to make for you to live your life with hair loss so that you can have a life, so that you're not like me and you lose out on 13 years of your life, which I did my entire 20s. I wish I could take my current mindset and put it back into my 21-year-old self. I would have had a different life. So make the decisions you need to make for you to live with hair loss. This is your life. This is your hair loss. And the only person's opinion that matters is yours. The only one that gets a choice in deciding what you do with your hair loss is you.